I'm struggling. I've had a bad weekend because just like the refereeing decisions
so you don't
like VAR.
I know, but you don't, Dino.
The money in football, I think, is ruining it. I've got I'm on a bit of a downer.
No, Dino, come on, mate. This is the first show of the week, right?
Yeah.
We've got to give the people a lift. It's a Monday. The people got the Monday blues out there.
Yeah.
By the way, we've just seen a bit of a drab game, I think it's fair to say.
But there's a lot of people out there.
You don't do the niceties. Okay,
this is what I'm going to do, right? Because there's a lot of people out there.
You're not going to play
we're
ball
thinking
with me,
this, but I'm going to say it. Right? Mm-hmm. So all them decisions we've seen at the weekend about handballs and fouls and penalties, I think all of them were wrong. The need to be changed because the laws are spoiling football.
So, okay, Dino,
everything's a foul.
Dino.
The money in football...
Dino. So here's what we're doing tonight, right? For those that now, you forced me into a corner. Right? I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm going to have to tell everyone what's on the show tonight.
Go on then.
We're taking calls, all right? 03717 22 Not just on tonight's game. A lot of people on social media that I'm looking at. Stevie G is under a little bit of pressure here from the Villa fans. Apparently, after the full-time whistle, there was some discontent amongst the natives saying that they wanted Gerrard out. The Boo Boys, I think, is the collective term for those that want a manager out. We're going to continue taking your calls. And then Dermot Gallagher joins us with Dermot
O'Leary.
It's called Dermot O'Query.
What do you call him?
Till Dermot, it's a bit of a play on.
He's good, Dermot.
He is good, but that's where what you've just your mini rant. Where your mini rant can come in. All right?
I know what Dermot's going to say.
No. Well, that's when your mini rant, and we're going to have another feature here. Can we do that after 11, Roofy? We normally do taxi with Dino. We're going to do reffing with Dino. All right. Reffing, he's not. I'm
going to go over the Burn penalty.
Dino, do you know he was in the middle
Shut the doors and pack in football if that's a penalty.
So I met Dino outside, the road outside talkSPORT. Dino was in the middle of the street, stopping me. I said, Jess, if his arm's up in... Jess, it's an absolute... Anyway, that's my impression of you.
Anyway.
So we do that. Bit of Dermot Gallagher joins us, then the Ralph Ellis back pages just before midnight, and then a bit of midnight to train. I'll tell you a little bit later on what's going on. But it's over to you, gang. 03717 22 3344. Have your say on anything over the weekend. Your team doesn't have to be about what we just saw, Forest versus Villa. But if you've been at the game and you want to tell us what you've seen, there's a lot of pressure on Stevie G right now. 03717 22 3344. Now, try not to mention golf or refs.
Right. I thought it was a good point for both teams tonight. Good point. When you're in trouble like Forest and you've lost all these games on the bounce, you always take a draw. As a manager, I always thought when I was managing and we'd gone 3 games, we've lost 3 on the bounce, take a draw. It sort of, it gives you a bit of confidence. It stops the rot. And I think Forest will be delighted, but Steven Gerrard didn't need to lose this game tonight either. So they've both got a point.
It's a better point for Villa, would you say, or not?
Both teams struggling. Every point, when you're struggling, every point is valuable. Just for morale, Jace, in the dressing room. Yeah. And when you come into training, when you've drawn the game, everybody comes in with a different frame of mind. You've got beat again. I mean, Steve Cooper will be delighted with a point.
OK, let's go to the lines. 03717 22 3344. The first caller of the week is Richard, the Forest fan. Richie? Oh, listen, Ryan Yates is at the City Ground with Sam Matterface. Sam.
2 seconds, will we do? Sam. Jason, thank you very much. I'm in the tunnel with Ryan Yates, who was the Forest captain tonight. How important was it for you to put a point on the board and move off the bottom of the table?
Massive. You get in that swing of losing games and it's not good. We wanted to connect the fans and the players on the pitch today from minute 1 to 90 and get something out of the game. It took a wonder strike to deny us the 3 points, but we'll take whatever we can at the moment.
Defensively, it's been a bit of an issue for you. You conceded 18 goals in the 5 games prior to tonight. Was that a priority tonight, to tighten up defensively and scrap and stay in the game?
It was, yeah. This week we've sort of gone back to basics. Stop conceding chances, put every single thing on the line. It should be a non-negotiable, but these things need to be said, and I think you saw that tonight. Every single player. Dennis leading the line, getting his goal. All of us backing us up. The fans on the edge of the seats, and I think it was a positive step in the right direction.
Does it feel in that dressing room like a good point to put on the board this evening?
Yeah, definitely a good point. We're not satisfied. We want to be taking maximum points. At the City Ground, but when you've lost 5 on the bounce, you take anything, and it's definitely something we're happy with, but we're certainly not satisfied.
Thank you very much. Cheers for joining us live on talkSPORT. That's Ryan Yates.
Listen, so they are off the bottom of the table. They have played 9 games, same as Leicester. Leicester, by the way, winning, taking the lead, I should say, at Bournemouth. What a job that's been done down at Bournemouth right now. It's remarkable stuff. We'll talk about them. If you want to have your say, they're in the top half of the table. By the way. Forest, that point does get them off the foot of the table. Wolves, I saw Wolves at the weekend. Rudderless managers right now. You would have thought there's going to be a bit more fight as they start to develop. But Aston Villa, that point just moves them just a little bit further away from that relegation zone. Who will be happy of the 2 managers?
Steve Cooper. I mean, yeah, I can't tell you. 5 games without winning. Mm-hmm. I mean, he won't be sleeping. I signed a new contract, but that really, it means something financially. But for him, as his pride and trying to get the team winning, he's not used to losing, Steve. And he's got the point tonight, stop the rot, and now he can start building. Mm. The problem he's got, 22 players, 11 he picked tonight, and the rest are going, why am I not playing? Yeah. And every time you lose, they can knock your door. When you're winning, they can't say anything, the players who aren't playing. But he's got loads of players there that are not think they've come. They think they're coming to improve the club, but they're not getting a game. So that's his biggest problem.
03717 22 33 Let's speak to Nick, who's an Aston Villa fan. Nick, good evening.
Yeah, evening.
Right, evening. Yeah, 4 games unbeaten. Nice little run you're on.
Do you know what, fellas? I'm really sorry, but I've got to say I'm very, very, very worried. Very worried.
Go on.
I think if we can't be taking points off Forest, who are we going to take them off? Certainly not Chelsea on Sunday. I can tell you that right now. And I've got to be brutally honest, fellas. I think it's time he saw the door, Gerrard.
Well, I mean, he needs a full season, but I mean, Stephen will know himself. People are starting to ask questions, and the longer it goes on, with Villa being in the bottom half of the table, he'll always get questions because the club expects to win things and expects to be up there, challenging, and it's a great football club and a big football club, and Aston Villa cannot be hovering in the bottom half of the league, so he knows that. So that point tonight, that point today, on paper, you're looking bottom of the league, we should be beating them. But going 1-0 down after 15 minutes, they've showed a bit of spirit. They've come back.
I saw the game, Nick. I thought I was going to see tonight, and I spoke to my producer on the way, and I said, it's going to be a draw. That's how it felt. It felt like a draw, where both sides, like, when you're down the bottom, you don't want to lose, especially Forest after the run that you guys have been on of late, right? So it's not the worst. It steadies the ship and it gives you something to build on. But I saw the game I thought I was going to see.
Yeah, I don't know, but I actually thought they might turn us over, to be honest, because we don't have a very good record against newly promoted teams.
Right.
So, I mean, but I think a lot of Villa fans will see what Steven Gerrard will say in his post-match interviews and just feel like it's excuses. I think there's a very big growing discontent, I think.
I know. Yeah, I've seen that.
Do you know, watching the game tonight... Sorry, Nick, go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, Dino, go ahead.
Watching the game, I just thought at 1-1, I didn't think they got enough players into the box. Actually, you've got to get bodies in the box. You've got to get people running past Watkins to get in the box and get on the end of crosses. And, it's otherwise he's getting marked by 2 or 3 defenders. I just think probably the lack of goals is because they're not getting enough bodies in the box.
Definitely. I think they're... definitely. I think I do feel quite passionately that the players on that pitch can produce something far better than what they're producing at the moment. Mm-hmm. And there's something's just not right. And for me, it starts with the manager, unfortunately.
Mm.
Coutinho's not playing as well as I thought he would.
Been insignificant.
Yeah.
You look at Coutinho and you expect... There have been moments this season, the Man City game is where I felt that he really did shine. Looked like he belonged in that kind of company. But I have to say, it's indicative of the way that they're playing as a club right now, that their best player... Ollie Watkins, not the player that we saw, going in to the England squads a couple of seasons ago when he first broke in there. We're seeing players playing within themselves. Buendia, another one, who's player of the season for Norwich a couple of years ago.
Do you know when you're a striker, Jason, the team's struggling like it is and he's struggling for goals, sometimes if you don't get bodies running past you or getting into the box to join you, you've got 2 centre-backs marking you for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Every time a cross comes in, they're not getting distracted by other players.
Yeah.
You know, if even if this
You're
player's
easy-
just getting
you're easy
in there,
to mark.
yeah,
You're easy to mark.
you can never find a space because there's always more of them in the box than you. So you've got to get bodies in there. Otherwise, you notice your strikers stop scoring goals.